Da-da-da-da. So basically in this video you're gonna hear about every possible decluttering method that exists on planet Earth and beyond. Let's go. I tried my first official decluttering and it was a KonMari method, like something like 4 years ago. And also I tried other little decluttering hacks and methods. So I can tell you what are the pros and cons of each method. Method that I tried actually like a couple of months ago. It's a Minsgame, minimalism game. During 30 days, you're getting rid of items one by one. Actually, not one by one. On the first day, you get rid of one item. On the second day, you get rid of 2 items. On the third day, of 3. On the 10th day, you get rid of 10 items, and on the 30th day, you actually get rid of 30 items. By doing this for the whole month, like for 30 days, you can actually get rid of 500 items. I really like this method because it doesn't require you to do everything in one day. You can kind of slowly go and learn how to get rid of things. Even my house is moderately minimalistic. I could still find some items to get rid of. For example, I got rid of lots of cables, some electronics, some items that I had, and I don't even know how I accrued them in just a short amount of, I don't know, 2 years, but you're still constantly accruing things. So it helped me to kind of get rid of those things too. I really loved the game, but I think the disadvantage of this game is that you have to do it through the whole month, and unless you're doing it with friends, so unless it's really a game and you're competing with other people, because the way how I did it with some of my subscribers, so we would post photos, how we're getting rid of things, so it's kind of easier to do it like this way, when you can actually have like a public accountability for getting rid of things. So I would post to my Instagram constantly things that I got rid of. So if you can use this competitive thing, it's much better. But of course, if you're just doing it by yourself, for most people, I think it's going to be hard to do it for 30 days. So make sure you understand yourself. Do you have enough discipline to do this thing for the 30 days? But in general, if you have, it's a great way to declutter. The method by Marie Kondo, or KonMari method. She wrote a book. You probably also saw documentaries with her on Netflix, and so I read her book. I got really inspired by her, and I decided to try it. I did my KonMari decluttering exactly 4 years ago. I still believe it's a great way to do decluttering. First of all, because it's easy to go from having too much stuff into having like little stuff, and then focusing on building new habits.
I actually did the whole separate video on KonMari method. I'm gonna link it down below. If you already watched this video, just skip the KonMari part. I will mention on the screen at what minute I discuss the next decluttering method.
The best thing that I like about KonMari method is that she actually starts with the goal. The first thing she tells you is like, understand what's your goal. Why do you need to have less things? What's your real reason? And the KonMari book basically helped me to understand why I even getting things, why I'm sticking to things, what things I should actually keeping in my house.
In her book, Marie Kondo brings this very interesting concept. She tells you that trying to rationally understand whether you need to keep a thing or not is not the best solution. Instead, she tells you to trust your instinct and to trust your intuition and actually hold the thing in your hands and ask yourself, does this item spark joy? Does it give you a thrill of excitement when you hold it? Does it make you feel like happy having this item? Basically, if the answer is no, you have to let this item go from your life.
So basically how her decluttering method goes. You have to declutter by category.
One is clothing items, second is books, third is papers, which is everything from receipts to notebooks and so on. Fourth category is a huge one, she calls it komono or miscellaneous. There you have subcategories like kitchen, garage, decor, bathroom, kids, office, cleaning supplies, general items, and so on. And the fifth category is sentimental items, like photos, memorabilia, some scrapbooks, personal letters, trophies, and whatnot.
Also, she tells you before you start decluttering, you have to bring everything that you have in this category and put it in the middle of your room.
KonMari decluttering method is really time-consuming. Just the fact that you have to bring every item from the category in one space, so if you have a huge book library, you have to literally remove all the books from all the shelves and put them in the middle of the room. But this is a key to KonMari decluttering. When I took out some categories, I was literally shocked the amount of items I own in that category. For some categories it would make sense, but for some it would have no sense at all. And honestly, the skill of letting go of things that have no sense in your life, don't make you happy, don't enhance your life, and they're just sitting there. So the skill of letting go of these items taught me how to bring the same skill to my life. Letting go unnecessary relationships, letting go unnecessary goals that I was trying to pursue, just realizing they are not my goals.
Also, what's important about her book, it has like basically three like major, like, I don't know, chapters, three like areas. One is decluttering. She also has a big chapter about like organizing things and being tidy. And I think this is the chapter that brought her the biggest problem. People, I think, get too much focus on, oh my God, she's like rolling every t-shirt in a roll. This is crazy. Or so I think there are some things, some extreme things that she does. So that's why I would say like take the decluttering tips almost as it is. And then in terms of organizing things and keeping tidy, only take some things that are reasonable for you. For example, for me, what I took from Konmari book, I really like her box organizing method. She teaches you to be more creative and think like, what's going to be the most convenient place for this item where I can easily put it back? Because if this place is not convenient, I'm not going to put it back. Also, items that you use all the time, almost every day, it's pointless to keep them in drawers because most probably you're not going to put it back. But there is always a downside to KonMari method. The number one disadvantage that it's really like time consuming and energy consuming. I think if the person is a pathological hoarder, so you have too much emotional attachment to things, it's kind of hard for you to do it, especially on your own. Also, you have to have a discipline when you separated things like the one I keep, the one I don't keep, like immediately discarding the things that you don't want to keep, because if you just leave them somewhere in the corner, eventually you'll feel like, oh, maybe I just keep them, it's okay, I don't need to declutter. So what are other ways to do decluttering that are less complicated than KonMari or less complicated than Minsgame? You can actually do it by following the principle one in, one out. Or sometimes some people do one in, two out. What does it mean? Every time you buy something or you're bringing something home, you got something for free, doesn't matter, something comes to your house, you have to get rid of something that you already have. So basically, I want to buy another t-shirt, and then I'm like, okay, if I'm buying another t-shirt, I have to get rid of something from my wardrobe. Let's say I don't want this t-shirt. I'm just gonna give it to my friend, donate it, repurpose it. So basically I'm getting rid of it as a t-shirt, and then I can bring another one. Or if you want to slowly minimize the number of items you have at home, you use the one in, two out rule. Let's say these two items have to go away. By adopting this method, you will slowly get rid of more things that you bring inside your home. So it's a great thing. And also it will give you like a slow, natural process of minimizing your wardrobe or just minimizing the amount of items you have in your house. As well as it will teach you the right shopping habits. For example, let's say I want to buy this dress. But then I'm thinking like, yeah, if I bring this dress home, I need to get rid of something else. Do I have something else to get rid of? How much I want this dress? So I would have to get rid of something that I already own. And maybe in some situation I will say, you know what? I don't really need that dress that much. I want to keep whatever I have. Or I would say like, you know what, I actually have items that I don't want to wear anymore, or let's say they're too small for me or too big for me or something. Let me just donate those items or give it to my friends or sell it on some like, secondhand websites and bring in new items in my wardrobe. Of course, some people can still go crazy and constantly get rid of things, buy new ones, get rid of things, buy new ones, but those people will do it no matter what. For these people, they definitely should have one in, three out. I don't know. Obviously, if you don't buy so many things and you still want to declutter, this principle will not bring you far, because if you only buy like, let's say, one new thing a month and you get rid of two, that's only like 24 items a year, not so many. 90-90 rule. If you have some stuff in your closet or it can be anything in your house, and you know that you didn't wear this item or you didn't use this item for 90 days and you're not going to be using it in any foreseen future, let's say for the next 3 months, that means you can easily get rid of this item. The general rule is that these methods don't make you declutter right now, but they slowly teach you about what do you have, and also understanding how often you use the items, which items you use the most, which items you think you're using, but you are actually not using them that often, and maybe you should get rid of them. Obviously, this method doesn't really work great for seasonal items. It's like, I don't know, Christmas tree. So for example, it's May now. Yeah, you probably didn't use your Christmas tree in the last 3 months, and you're not going to use it in the next 3 months. Should you get rid of it? No. So like, of course, it doesn't work for items that you only use like once or twice a year. This is obviously only going to work for items that you kind of use on the regular basis. Another disadvantage of this method that lots of things we do, they're based on routine, on some automated decisions, and also we have no idea how often we use certain things. If you ever use like trackers, like, I don't know, habit trackers, time trackers, any kind of trackers, you would know that usually you think like, oh, I went to yoga like every week, and then you look on your tracker, it's like, oh my God, I just did it three times last month, so it's not every week. So we don't have a very great idea about how many times we do something. So if you look at the item and say like, oh, did I use it in the last 3 months? Like, yeah, I probably did use it in the last 3 months. So sometimes we can trick ourselves. So there are these other methods, which is like the closet hanging rotation method or the drawer rotation method, that can actually give you the real information how often you use things. For example, the closet hanger method. So, you know, when you put something in the closet, you usually put it like this. In the beginning of the experiment, you have to change everything in your closet and put it the other way around. So basically the wrong way. So every time I take something from the closet, I remove it from the hanger, I use it. Next time I put it back, either after I wore it or after I washed it, put it back in the closet, you already put it in the right way. So basically after a couple of weeks or after 1 month or 2 months, you can see which hangers are still the wrong way. That means you haven't used those items in all those months. So you can either start using these items to kind of understand, do you really want to wear them, or you just discard them if you understand that this hanger is hanging like that for the last year. For example, this particular dress, I haven't worn it in the last year. If I had to use this method with this dress still would be hanging like this. Again, does it mean I have to get rid of it? No, because it's a great dress. It lasted me a long time. It's high quality. It looks really nice. And whenever I need to dress up nicely, I can just wear it. So again, for me, this method is kind of weird. Like, that's why I like more Konmari method, because when I look at this dress with Konmari method, I know I should keep it. You know, that's why I kept it for 10 years. And there were times when I would wear it a lot. And I know there will be more times when I wear it a lot. I'm not a fancy girl anymore. Okay, the question is, what do you do if you don't hang your clothes? What if you use like a drawers like system? Every time you wash something, you put it either in the back of the drawer, or like if you stack things, you kind of put it underneath. So it helps you to rotate things. So the things that you just wore, they are at the bottom. Something that you didn't wear for a while is in the top. So at some point you'll probably realize that you have a bunch of things in the top, but you don't want to wear them because they don't fit your lifestyle anymore, or they don't fit your body anymore, and you kind of grabbing the ones underneath. That's probably a sign for you to get rid of those top things. Again, is it a natural way to get rid of things? I don't know. For me, it's just easier to just declutter everything. But maybe for some people who completely oblivious what things they use, do they really need those items? Maybe it's easier way instead of doing like crazy decluttering method. So choose your way. Everyone is different, and everyone has its own way to decide. And here comes the next method that is called 4 boxes, that I can actually fit people who kind of want to declutter, so they kind of want to spend one day completely looking through all their stuff, all their things, and get rid of things. So the method consists of you creating 4 piles or 4 boxes, or I don't know, 4 bags, either way, basically 4 piles, and you sort your things. Like, one item is like something that you want to keep, something that you use like on a regular basis. This is something that has to be in the front of your like wardrobe. The other pile are things like maybe they're seasonal, maybe you need them once in a while, like this dress I showed you. It should be probably hanging in my closet if I'm not using it like that often. So basically you sort out things that you need, they're seasonal, or maybe it's something you use for vacation and you only go to vacation once a year, or put them in a box that's called like storage. So you can just store them away so they're not in your way and not like taking the spot. The third box is for items that you understand you don't really need them, and you either like donate those things or you resell them on some platforms. And the fourth box is something that you want to discard. You should completely trash. One alteration that I would definitely do, I would have several boxes like this is donation, this is gift to my friends, and this is like resale. So I can easily just grab one of these boxes and I would know exactly what to do with it. Because if you put everything in the same box and then, okay, you decided, okay, now I'm gonna post it to Poshmark, and then you open this box and you're like, okay, this is for selling, this is for donation. Oh, maybe I just keep it, it's so nice. So every time you come back to the same box and you go through it, you will be inclined to keep something. So it's completely defeats the purpose of the whole decluttering. You always will come up with things still emotionally attached to this dress. So what I do with it? I just put it undecided box. And then all the items that go into this box, you can actually pack it up, put it somewhere far away, and forget about it for the next couple of months. And then maybe later you can open this box and look at these items. And if you haven't like even remembered those items, if you haven't even needed these items in this like last months, maybe it's time to just donate it somewhere else. What is the disadvantage of this method? It might make you put too many things into the undecisive box, and then when you take out this box several months later, let's say you look at this box and you will still find some items that you are emotionally attached, and you would persuade yourself that maybe I still gonna use it, I just put it back in my closet, I will use it one day. So it's not the best method. For me, it's always better to decide here at the spot, should I keep it or not, and kind of push myself into discarding things that I'm not really wearing. Another method that I actually personally like a lot, and I used to do it, but it only works for people who are moving somewhere, like moving to another apartment, moving to another city, another country, moving places. I mean, you can still do it without moving anywhere, but it would be a little bit unnatural and unrealistic. So this is the method that's called the packing party. It was also created by the guys who are the minimalists, so who created the minimalist game. And I think the packing party was one of the first techniques they invented for the decluttering. Because I heard about this technique like, I don't know, 2016, 17, whenever I was listening to their podcast, the Minimalist. And this method actually has like several parts, I believe. One part is like, because it's a packing party, you can actually have a real party, because decluttering is a daunting process, especially if you do something as big as like decluttering your whole house. It's emotionally draining because you have to take constantly decisions, and there is such a thing as decision fatigue when we get tired after taking too many decisions. So at some point you just feel so tired doing decluttering. So of course, if you can invite some friends, get some wine, but not too much. You don't want everyone to be drunk and doing crazy things. Or you want, I don't know, depends. Get some snacks, get some wine, invite your friends and give them tasks. Tell the friends, okay, you're responsible for the kitchen, you're responsible for the, I don't know, for the wardrobe, you're responsible for like, I don't know, gadgets. If somebody is sorting through your cleaning supplies, yeah, they have to see if you have duplicates, or somebody responsible for your cosmetic creams, they can go see if something has expired days or things like that. So they can at least help you to do pre-screening. And also when you're too tired to take decisions, you're like, oh my God, maybe I want this dress. And your friend is like, no, this dress doesn't fit you. I haven't seen you wear it. Being encouraged by friends helps you. So this is the party part. But then there is a packing one. So the idea of this method is that you do it whenever you move somewhere else, or you want to either minimize your home, or you want to downsize your home, or you're moving to another place. Basically, you need to pack things anyway. So whenever you move to the new place and you bring all these boxes to this new place, you only unpack basic things like essentials and put them in their places, but the other non-essential boxes, you don't unpack. And you only take out things from there whenever they are needed. So whenever I need something, I open the box, grab this one thing and leave the box where it is. Obviously, you will have to be organized to write down what items are inside the box, otherwise you will have trouble finding them. Every time like you take out something from the box, this is something that you really need. If after 1 month you see that there are still things sitting in the box, you can ask yourself how badly I want them if they were sitting in this box for months or even more than a month. As I said, I used this method before, so when I would move from one place to another, I would slowly start packing from the least essential items. I would pack them in boxes to kind of like start the packing process, and the essential ones I would pack in the other boxes and would usually pack the last. So every time I would move to a new place, place, I would only unpack the basic items, and then the other items I would slowly take from boxes. You would always end up with this 1 or 2 boxes where there are like random things there, and you still didn't need them, and they're still sitting in the box, and you're like, okay, I moved to this apartment 3 months ago, and I still have these things in the boxes. How badly I need them. This especially happened for me with certain like home decor, that I realized that 3 months later, I didn't even unpack this decor because I didn't really like it. I just kept it for some reason. So that made me actually understand that I don't really need those particular items, and I would actually declutter them in the end. Well, last but not least is another method. It's called Project 333 or 333. Anyway, 333. So this particular decluttering works for wardrobe, doesn't work for other things. At least it was not created for other things. So this is for people who have too much clothes and who kind of want to downsize and also want to learn how to live with less things. For example, if you're considering doing capsule wardrobe, this method is for you, this Project 333. So what's the idea of this method? For the next 3 months, you're only gonna wear 33 items. So basically, in the beginning of this 3 months period, you would create your capsule wardrobe that you think that you're probably gonna wear the most. And now obviously after these 3 months, you're gonna start another 3 months period. You're probably gonna be a little bit better in terms of understanding what items you need. And also this method helps you to understand which items, again, you wear the most, which items you don't really need. Also, in case you have lots of items that don't match together, and that's why you have too much stuff in your wardrobe, it will also reveal during this project, and also will help you to actually spend less time choosing what to wear. So when you only have 33 items, you're going to be aware of what you have, and you're already going to have certain sets that you wear all the time. And also it will teach you that you can actually wear the same thing every day, so you don't need to spend so much energy on actually choosing items. Few important details about this Project 333. Items that are not included in these 33 items are things like underwear, socks, I don't know, stockings, pajamas, like any sleepwear, things like that. Other things that are not included are the sports items, but only if you use them specifically to do certain sports. So if it's yoga pants and you go to yoga in those pants, they're excluded. If they are yoga pants that you just wear normally, like a regular clothes, they have to be included. Also, what's included in these items, any jewelry and accessories, purses, whatnot, have to be included in these 33 items. Shoes are included in this challenge. So some people who did this project for a year, they were also talking about making this project a little bit more flexible with 2 alterations. The alteration number 1 is that you allow yourself to have, let's say, 5 swaps during these 3 months. So let's say I came up with 33 items, I'm gonna wear them, but then during this course of things, I will realize that, oh my God, some of the items, I don't really need them, but I actually need other items. And you can swap things 5 times. For example, I decided I badly need this t-shirt and I forgot it in my 33 items. I get it, but then I have to leave out something else. Another alteration is that in case you live in a place where the weather is crazy or it's a winter season, obviously you will need probably more items, more layers. Maybe you can go with slightly bigger amount of items, like not 33, maybe 36, 37. I personally think the number doesn't really matter. Is it 30 or 40? It's just more important that it's a limited amount of items and you have to make a choice what you keep. The rest of the items, you don't discard them by no means. You just put them in a box and kind of store them away. I'm really curious about this Project 333. I never tried it and I want to try it for the next 3 months. I'm not sure right now that it's going to work for me because I'm not a capsule wardrobe person by no means, and I will show why. This is one dress I wear. This is another thing I wear. This is another, and this is another. I don't see how you create like any capsule with these completely different items. I didn't show you this one as well. So you see, my items don't really mix and match because I'm not that type of minimalist who follows the minimalism aesthetic of wearing monochrome items or just items of the same color. That's not me. Also, for me, I wear lots of dresses and basically each dress is one item. So you can't really mix and match things. We'll see. But I'm really curious and I'm going to make another video to see how it goes. Also, why I think this method might not work for some people. Also, if you have very mixed style, like some people, they kind of have uniform style, but for me, I would wear things that look like I'm a skate girl, and then I would wear things like I'm in a nice dress, and the next day I would wear something completely different. Yeah, it's all gonna be challenging. Anyway, this is all the methods that exists right now in the world for you to do decluttering. Let me know if you used any methods, which ones you like. As I said before, I like personally Konmari method a lot. So for people who need to go from this to this is the best method for me. If you just need to do like regular decluttering, I like either doing Minsgame once in a while, and I did it last year, or doing 1 in, 2 out, or 1 in, 1 out. So these are my favorite methods. The other methods are good, but they just don't fit my particular lifestyle or whatever. Anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you liked it, share it with your friends. That's the best thing you can do for me and for other people, because they might learn something about decluttering today. And see you in my next video. Bye bye.